Hey, how's it going, guys? This is your boy Hazzed, and today on the 8.1 PTR, we're going to be talking about a new Frost DK talent, PvP talent, that they decided to add into the PTR, which could be fairly good for us DKs in the future. So, let's go ahead and jump into this video and do this.
It's who we are, it's what we do, we've come so far, and now we pay the price, so don't even cry. The world is breaking down, and I cannot leave the ground.
So before we jump into the new PvP talent, we need to discuss changes on an old one, and that's Deathchill. Now, we've slightly talked about it on the last PTR video. It wasn't working correctly, so we couldn't see the complete effect on it. But what I anticipated was the first Remorseless Winter hits the target, and then you'd have to apply another Chains of Ice because Deathchill and Remorseless Winter being kind of combined. So assuming that it's still being called Deathchill, I assumed it was going to run off the same mechanics as it previously did. But there is a change to that, and I'm actually pretty happy to see the change that they've added to it, is the fact that you can actually just walk up to a target and hit Remorseless Winter and they're changed. Every single target out there is now rooted, just like the original Remorseless Winter talent. So essentially, besides the fact that it's reduced by 3 yards, the Deathchill talent now roots people, of course, with your Icy Chains, is literally just a better version of Deathchill or Remorseless Winter previously was, combined into one. Bada bing, bada boom. That's definitely a buff to using those PvP abilities, and of course is going to give you quite a bit more uptime on a target, whether it's bursting on a healer and or keeping up with ranged targets, or even peeling people off yourself. Just throwing up a quick Remorseless Winter and hitting all 3 targets with that root is essentially going to be very strong in damage mitigation. If we were able to go back in time into Legion, we all know what stun we had back then. It was Remorseless Winter stacking up on a target, and after so many stacks, it would stun said target. And, you know, we kind of liked it. It sometimes worked good, and it sometimes didn't, because you could dispel the stacks during the damage, or you could simply just freedom yourself as a paladin would do and just run out of it, and it would be like it didn't even affect the paladin. But what they are doing is bringing back a PvP talent called Dead of Winter, which basically does the exact same thing. The only difference is there is a downside. Like, for some reason, all the new DK abilities just have downsides. I don't understand what the repetitive pattern is with that. It's just like, let's give them something good, but no, you're gonna suck if you do it because we're gonna get you. Anyways, getting back to the ability, we're talking about Dead Winter, and basically the only difference is if you spec into this ability, your Remorseless Winter is going to have a 25-second larger cooldown, and also it's going to limit the radius, kind of like Deathchill, down to 5 yards. But that is going to grant you an extra stun on a 45-second cooldown. Now, you might be thinking that's kind of terrible, it's not that great, but I really started pondering this ability, and I think it's going to open up brand new windows as Frost DKs, especially inside of rated 3v3 arenas such as healer comps and things like that, because it opens up a very nice CC chain for Frost DKs that they originally didn't have when you combine it with, let's say, Blinding Sleet. Now, Blinding Sleet blinds the target for 5 seconds, necessarily not the greatest ability since you have to take it over Asphyxiate. But let's say you're running Dead of Winter, which stuns the target, obviously, and you don't want to DR it with Asphyxiate, or if you want to get real tricky, I'm not sure if this 100% works anymore since I haven't been able to DR my Asphyxiate in Arena because I don't have multiple stuns, but I will be able to test it out pretty soon. You might be able to throw up Dead of Winter, stun a target, have like a, let's say, a Warrior Stormbolt something, and you know, like a Pally Hodge, and then you've DR'd your stuns, and then you throw an Asphyxiate, and that converts over to a Strangulate. Could be a very powerful CC inside of Arena. But that being said, let's say I'm just a Frost DK, I'm playing with a healer or something like that, and I'm DPSing on another DPS. Let's say the healer's over here, don't even worry about the third one, but let's say we're DPSing on this DPS right here, and I'm just pumping out as much much DPS to him. He goes near his healer. Let's say I'm bursting on the target. I've popped my chill streak. I'm going as ham as possible. And it's time for me to want to, let's say, CC this healer. So what you can do, obviously, is while you're DPSing on this guy, you're getting his health down. Healer's having problems. You switch over to the healer. So he's not able to heal him if he's dispelling himself. And if he doesn't dispel himself inside of, let's say, you know, those 5 damage ticks or Remorseless Winter or Remorseless or does anything else, he's going to be caught inside of the stun. Now, effectively, it's going to work pretty well because after he's stunned, you can switch right back to, let's say, the DPS and put in a lot of pressure. And then after, or sometime near 4 seconds, you would turn back to the healer, hit him with a blinding sleet, effectively CCing somebody for 9 seconds. That's a very large CC window that Frosty K's didn't have to begin with, or were capable of it, because now we have a CC that doesn't, or we have something more than a single CC. So that's very interesting to see. And also, let's say you're doing Battlegrounds, rated Battlegrounds, you have a lot of people around the flag, you throw up that Remorseless Winter, you're able to elongate it a little more with Gathering Storms, and let's say Empowered Rune Weapon, you might be able to actually stun multiple targets with that Remorseless Winter, even if they are some kind of slight distance apart, because you can elongate it by spamming, again, Obliterates and extending it out, giving multiple opportunities to actually stun a healer if they do dispel it, and you're able to elongate out your Remorseless Winter a little further. The last thing I need to talk about is with the PvP talent Deathchill. Now, I was looking at this and I kind of got concerned about the simple fact that I'd hit a target with Remorseless Winter, it would root him, and then afterwards trying to use the chains route, it wouldn't work because of course, DR. Now, there is something a little concerning that I'm not 100% sure if this is supposed to be like this or not. So originally, I thought Remorseless Winter, it would root the target, and then, you know, I'm DPSing on him, we're getting some uptime, and then they're starting to get away. Now, is the chains going to DR afterwards? And as you could see, we got a full Deathchill root again. So I got a little curious here. So I decided to throw up Empower Rune Weapon and just throw chains at the target. We got a Deathchill there. We're hitting him with another one. Deathchill reapplied for full. And I just started spamming chains to see that there absolutely is no DR on our current route. So I don't know if that's like 100% intentional or it's completely a glitch. I'm kind of leaning more towards it being a glitch, just because that is going to be actually extremely powerful inside of arenas or PvP situations, being capable of doing something like this. But I guess we'll go ahead and have to see in the future whether or not this is a glitch or not, because that would be extremely powerful. Definitely inside of PvP. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little update on the PTR. There wasn't necessarily much to talk about changing from what we recently talked about, but there was definitely enough that I wanted to address it. So I hope you guys again enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below, and of course comment if you have any questions about it or you have any interesting ideas. And of course, until next time, this was your boy Hazzed.